Don't you just hate it when you actually hit the wrong button? So I hit my end key, which brings up my end screen, and that's my start screen. But anyways, I wanted to get. Usually I start around 5:10, but I figured since we got lots of coverage today, including making my bracket live, let's start. All right, so the first game was Jets and Sharks. I predicted they would win that 3-1. I'm sorry, first game was Monday, and I got the win right, but they destroyed. Sorry about the ketchup background. It's fine. Wish Hunts was the sponsor, which aren't any sponsor. Oh, excuse me, but I was wrong about the final score. I didn't think the Jets were gonna destroy them. I thought the Sharks were gonna try to play spoiler, but boy, was I wrong about that. I don't know why I have 2 weeks of stream papers. Then I believe that was Monday, but I want to watch some highlight because I really didn't get to see the game. Uh, yeah, Apathy reminds me. We'll talk about the SEC match because I'm not gonna shy away from it. Was here for season, but at least like last year, if last year's the indication, they got away early. But credit.
On May 5th.
Why is every guy shirtless?
You can't do squats without a brain.
I mean, you really can't do
Hello, Connor. Would you come down here, little dude? Maybe I should do window capture. All right, let's watch some highlights together. And while we watch our highlights,
Here we go on a big Monday night in Winnipeg at Canada Life Center.
I will say that Saturday's VOD will be up after this stream. And tomorrow we'll take the day off to watch a Champions League match.
Number 99 on the point marker for Erik Karlsson.
A match, yeah, scoring 22nd cent. The salty bunny I am will be like, there's no way we're winning this match if we're gonna score the first shot. Match this game. I got tucked on mind. We're not gonna watch our highlights of the match. We're just gonna talk about my feelings. Austin's Presley played it. I just think they tried to get it in because of the League's Cup. I think that's why they tried to get in, but we'll talk more about that match when it's time. Jets' first goal was a power play goal. I honestly did not watch this game until shocker. A former Blue Jacket doing good on another team. It's almost like the Blue Jackets are a property franchise. Spoiler, they are.
Corsair, thin skin. Down there requires a special kind of care. Venus for pubic hair and skin. Uniquely made to prep, protect, and maintain, whether in smoother than smooth or au naturel. This is skincare for down there.
Power play connects. It's a 1-1 game.
It makes you respect whether or not he's going to shoot it. Decides to kick it down low to Shifley, who quickly.
This is why we use ad blockers.
And he makes no mistake. Watch here as Shifley presents his stick, opens up on the goal line. He's looking to go either
Appleton pulls it off the board, slides it to the point. Sandberg got it across here. Schmidt with a shot right with the same. Makes the stop again.
If you're a goaltender, 10 for goal.
And it's 2-1 Winnipeg.
doesn't give up on it. Niederreiter follows it up as well, but watch. As they do a great job of getting that puck to the net, ends up going wide, but you win the battle behind the net. Niederreiter tries to wrap it. I believe Lowry gets that puck, gets his stick on it as well. Reaches over the top.
Ew. Why are all these teams in leagues using Ticketmaster? Like, the last made Ticketmaster Fisher Ticket Partner, which I don't even know how we did that legally. Because it used to be SeatGeek. Now I could see if they did it like if it off season, but how in the world do they legally make deals? Mid-season.
Winnipeg Jets holding on to the pucks, getting to their cycle game, creating opportunity after opportunity, and the retrievals are fantastic, and then getting pucks to the net. Net front
Like,
by Connor ends up tipping that one, but they're not forcing.
I honestly don't understand how you.
They're going to get it to the net when they have an opportunity.
Now, this last year I loses all those games because it's my mom, so family's more important than hockey, more important than streaming, which is why I took so many days off. Oh, he touched your app, Luciano. Luciano's gonna get suspended for that. I'm sorry, I just can't help to make that joke, because that was a joke where he got suspended for 3 games, instead of just a standard 1 game for red card. He did headbutt someone, but I just find it interesting that they gave him 3 games before Hell is Real. Totally not game manipulation at all. Hey guys, I think it's a fan appreciation game. It's just funny that all these former Blue Jackets are succeeding outside the jacket. I don't understand how Trevor was such a job.
Snuck that one underneath, and James Reimer looks hurt. Head to break after Ehlers had a great chance.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna show myself
on
on
top of Dubois. Now Connor gives it off for Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois to the point for Dylan DeMello. Takes a shot. Who's back in front with a save off Shifley. Up to Carlson, slides it over to Hurdle. Back for Erik Karlsson, now down to Hurdle. Walking in with a shot, stop made by Hellebuck. Rebound in front, scramble for it. Hellebuck trying to pound it, he does, and he's got it in the crease. Oh. Brendan Dillon floated in and step off for a chance.
Carhartt. The floor is literally lava. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna watch a 30-minute highlight of the 80 car race because it's just so good.
McDonald up to center. Will gain the line. McDonald driving the net. Got the shot on goal. Hellebuck with a stop. It's loose in front. Hit the road. Starting tomorrow in Minnesota against the Wild. Lowry throws it in front. Tipped it out. Mason Appleton buries it. Seconds into the period. It's 4-1 Winnipeg.
Staying up and moving the puck forward, north to south. A great job. This is giving up your shot. Looking for a rebound, looking for the stick. Actually gets tipped on the way to the net. A really good job by Niederreiter getting his stick on that one. And on the back door is Mason Appleton, and he's not going to make a mistake. If the puck comes off of Reimer, he does his best to take away the short side.
So Sharks go to the power play. Second time tonight.
So yeah,
Carlson hands it off. Now he gets it back to the point. Play down for Hurdle. Out to Carlson. Eric Carlson takes a shot, scores! Eric Carlson gets his second goal of the night, and that is 100 points on the season for Eric Carlson.
Still 51 behind McDavid.
San Jose Sharks team, and this is what he does best. And how fitting that he gets this on the power play.
Sorry, 50.
He
I,
gets initially
okay.
blocked,
I don't know.
he
Yeah,
finds a way
I
to
can
get
math.
through.
Don't worry. Actually, no, I can't.
His head up is the entire time. He wants to elude Lowry. He's doing his best to block that shot.
Man, if a Sharks fought, had a chance to get back in this game, but the Jets, like, nah, fam.
Appleton to the point, to Mello, to Morrissey, walks in, fires, scores! Coming in Winnipeg.
Off the face-off. Shifley does a nice job of getting lost on the backside. Watch here as he finds that little...
That was that. Yeah, but anyways, that was a fun game. Even Tuesday, well, I shouldn't say I didn't watch Flash Oilers games. I watched the end of a first Oilers game on Tuesday. Because my mom and grandma had a my grandma had a really early appointment on Wednesday. My poor mom and grandma had to be up at 4:45 in the morning. Sorry, I forgot to clean up my lunch. But yeah. So I caught the end of the game, but yeah, but let's go. Excuse me. Let's use the Sportsnet highlight so we can check Michaels.
This season, Nate McKinnon has hit 100 points as well. We've got 5 guys in the lineup tonight with 100 points. It's Edmonton, Colorado, and we're underway. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will take the draw. Mikko Rantanen wins the face-off, and now a shot blistered wide by Taves, and then going short side, Rantanen, and a centering pass inside to Nate McKinnon.
I was about to say, wow. Exactly how the Jets started. They got scored on it early, but bounced back. Well, I guess I honestly don't know the timing of anything but for overtime goal because it's watching overtime.
These guys are great role models to stay with it. Their dedication to
So
being a professional hockey
it also
player.
depends on what you consider early goal in hockey. It's 5 minutes into the game early.
But he did catch stick.
In my opinion, the first 5 minutes is early goal for hockey. It's stupid early for soccer. Like FCC conceded in the third minute. Like I don't think the defense realized the lightning trick was over.
Kulak on him, a drop pass for Ben Myers. Crowding.
Just kept on or onside. Okay, now that I've seen the first goal by Avalanche, what the hell were Oilers doing? If you blame Stuart Scared for that goal, I don't know what game you were watching.
The morning skate, but they've come out skating.
Broberg, what the hell were you doing, bud?
They get a little bit of a lucky bounce, just funneling the puck to the net.
You screened your own goalie, bud. I don't understand.
But in a defensive attempt to try and knock this puck away, it gets pushed right in.
Vogel will walk in as Edmonton tries to answer. Poke checked away and Eric Johnson. The veteran now in his
when you screen your own goalie, of course you're gonna concede a goal.
It's an open Ryan McLeod, one-timer score! Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah, there's no way anyone stopping, that
just really provided everything, a little bit of everything, and here he provides the offense once again.
I don't know how this game is in highlights with a
tries to thread that one through, and it's Ekholm coming late.
Game that went into overtime.
Backhand pass by McLeod.
At 1-1.
Puts it right in the way for him to walk in. And
I was sitting on my girlfriend's couch, even I was whole game so I was like, I'm so. I think it was having a caffeine crash.
And now McKinnon's loose. Ekholm will try to get back. Ditching one time.
Oh, that's how, because Skinner made a beautiful save.
And now the forecheck.
But
Nugent Hopkins popped it free, got it back from McDavid, and now
I had some.
shot, tipped.
I think I had a little too much Pepsi with dinner, which is ironic because there's Pepsi out on boards. Because this used to be the Pepsi Center. I don't know why Pepsi's pulling out so many sponsorships. Like the biggest one they pulled out of is Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, I'm not gonna complain that Chase is selling Team Coca-Cola, but it's just weird when you grew up with. It's just weird when you grew up with stuff that changes. It's just like you lost a part of childhood.
Quickly goes from backhand to forehand.
Jumping up Bugstad, back in front, and Janmark had to go off the heel of his stick. Myers
yeah, fan on that shot.
Works his way through. Johnson fires short side, and a save made 2 clubs.
Yeah, man, we went to overtime. I was tired. I just wanted Oilers to win.
But he's beaten off the draw by Draisaitl. McKinnon and Taves, the other skaters. So Jared
I honestly thought we would get more goals than this. I thought the Oilers were going to win 3-2, not 2-1.
To the net, rich shot, score! And Edmonton wins it! Evan Bouchard, 7th of the year.
I mean, Avalanche with Sigler was putting Oilers on the power play in overtime. Like,
to the net, rich shot, score! And Edmonton wins it!
And don't forget, it's only 3-on-3 for the playoffs, or for the regular season, excuse me.
Overtime!
It will be 5-5 continuous overtime until we get a winner starting tonight. Happy playoffs!
Starts with an important face-off win by Draisaitl right there.
Don't forget, I will be making my playoff bracket on stream tonight. So don't go anywhere. I'll be making that bracket. The Jets beat the Wild 3-1. I thought we were going to lose 3-1, which is funny. But it's right. I've been losing to the Avalanche 4-2. All right, now that we're there, we can talk about. Well, I get to watch your SEC highlights. I don't understand. I think they forgot the lightning break ended. Sorry, my cat distracted me by being really cute. I think he's upset Kitty because my dad wants to get food.
My son deserves the finer things in life. Like
I don't. My cat.
Mint body wash.
Is that lavender I smell?
What?
It's okay. I use this body wash too.
My body wash. God, it seems that too many times. Procter & Gamble. Ironic. Procter & Gamble ad. If you're going to have an overpivot within your ranks
on the back line, you've got to have a leader, and that's Tim Parker, who's going to drop this into a 3, lead from the center back position. Matt Miazga on the back line, his recent men's national team call up a very aggressive back 3 that wants to push the tempo.
Lucho.
FC Cincinnati in their all-orange kits, St. Louis City in their whites with the navy blue shorts, and Lucas Spalla gets us underway. We invite you to turn off the world and turn on the game. His key pass is tied for 7th in MLS at 15.
It's funny. The commentator called it white, but the score line had it as light gray. I mean, it was kind of a soft foul call, but whatever.
For St. Louis City. The back post run wide open, absolutely unmarked. Don't care about the deflection. Don't care about the real estate. You got to put a body on someone like Jared Stroud.
I love how
As it pops out,
they think deflections are not lucky
starts
goals.
to step up a little bit. But this is all about onto the right foot in rotation, in transition, and even off a dead ball situation. Jared Stroud, a group of 8 different goal scorers for this team. Bottled up even further, and it was Lubin who was in the middle of it. And St. Louis City looking to potentially double the lead on the counter. Stroud.
Man, that was close to offside. Like onside by I would say blade of grass.
Watch this. Right through.
But it was not tight. Yeah, the League's Cup. FCC is hosting Thursday and Sunday. Yay!
On ball the other way. Santos got a touch to it, and it's just wide. That removes it all. And all of a sudden you're left scrambling, and conversationally you're trying to find a way to get back to square one. Lubin again. That's a great effort, and it's just wide.
Mark 7 at dip wads.
Like they've done on the road so far. Certainly not helping. Heavy touch from Nelson. Somehow made it work though, and even then some. Gioacchini. Blocked by Miazga. Now Lubin! City are flying!
Man, I wish Stu would stop sucking off St. Louis.
It's 2-0
2 lucky goals, man.
Usually a phrase restricted for a player that cannot get his bearings straight. But when it comes to the German, it's the vital heartbeat of this squad that just continues to push forth. 5 separate players in and around the top of the 18. Magnificent from John Nelson. The touchback across in a negative space. And yes, off the deflection to Gioacchini. But again, the high line that you're going to get.
It's hilarious how they can't score any clean goals.
Klaus.
I can't wait for LAFC to destroy them.
Possibly.
And oh my god, was officiating one-sided. Honestly, if I was a ref, I wouldn't yell quite as much after a lightning delay. Because the pitch is going to be slippery.
Good looking delivery in, and it's a third for St. Louis City.
He wasn't even gone that long. What are you looking at? He was like he was going.
Pick out anybody, it's going to be Hebert. I mean, look at the willingness.
So
Klaus recognizes the fact that if he knocks this thing back across,
and my cat was looking at him
defensively, Cincinnati was actually set up quite well. So he gets the shout from Jared Stroud behind him. That's the most important piece here. It's the little flick over, because that reset button makes the back line for Cincinnati.
When we got called for foul for a player slipping, that's why I knew this ref is bullshit.
Hebert resets himself, peels off the back shoulder of Hagelin.
Like, you can't. Like, bro, you can't be serious.
Nelson touched along. Gioacchini might be in here, and it's Gioacchini to make it 4. Beautifully set up by Rasmus Alm, and Nico Gioacchini puts this one out of reach. St. Louis City running riot on FC Cincinnati.
What?
City looks like at their best. This is it. Turnover on the far side of the field. How's your touch?
Wait, do you need some water?
The answer quite emphatically, it's perfect.
Guys. I think my cat needs some water. So we'll be right back.
Mic off. Mic on.
Thank you for coming. The question coming into this game was all about the outside mids. Who is it going to be? What would the shape look like?
Like,
Alm was all about speed.
Go
they felt like in transition, front-footed dead balls, gave themselves a shot. Not anymore. Alm going for goal. It's off the post and in.
If you actually think any of us, but one of us skill goals, you should stop watching
with
soccer.
A missile all the way from Market Street, and it's 5-0.
And that's all. That's the only way they can score off of lucky bounces. Like they're frauds, and everyone knows it.
8 different goal scorers coming into the season for this match tonight. We've seen it from Leuven, Stroud, Klaus on the flick on the goal, Gioacchini, Alm twice now. And sometimes the well, they'll know that they'll have something going home. I wonder if it shook them a little bit because of the advancement up high from Isak Jensen and Selmir Pedro. Notice all the space available on the far side of the field for FC Cincinnati. Nerwinski trying to rotate in, can't get there quick enough, and then all of a sudden you've got your holding midfielder and spend your whole life at altitude, right? Your lungs expand a little bit differently in others.
I actually think that was nothing but. I actually think that was good. When? I don't know what to tell you. Like, the yellow card to OB was a total bull. What? Is that a hungry meow? Is that a hungry meow? Is that a hungry meow? I know, that car is loud, isn't it? It's a very loud car, isn't it? Anyways. St. Louis is getting a reality check someday. Probably when we play LAFC. Wait, what? He is so demanding today. But anyways, I hate to bring it to you, Connor, but that's not tuna, right, Dad? That's not tuna, right? I'm sorry, buddy. It's not tuna every time, you silly kitty. Dude, it's not tuna. It's not tuna every time we get a can, right, Dad? Does he think it's tuna or something? It's not tuna, silly. I could punch you with paper towels. Silly. Oh, silly kitty. Alright, let's watch some IndyCar highlights of it. I'll make my bracket.
The Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach is away and gets a great start.
Kirkwood, no stranger to leading the junior formulas, but this is his first time in the big leagues as Ericsson goes to the outside.
What a wacky start. I don't.
3 wide. It's going to be Kyle Kirkwood leading, but side by side, Grosjean and Joseph Newgard heading into the fountain. This is one lane only, Townsend.
Indeed it is. They file in, well, 2 wide there for Will Power.
And then
already is that Elio
cold tires just got Helio out.
It is.
Just got Elio out.
And the 4-time Indianapolis 500 winner.
It's normally single groove through here. Castroneves comfortably inside the number 45 of Christian Lundgaard. Did he get tapped?
No, I think
he just lose it?
I think he took a lot of curb into turn 1.
Yeah, just got too much curb on cold tires.
Townsend, you know, the cars at the back of the grid. Long Beach is so unique in the way that last corner really spreads out the back of the grid on the start. They're arriving with a lot more speed, didn't quite have the heat in the tires, took a lot of
Mic off. Mic on.
Anyways, yeah, he just got hit on.
Race, so there you go.
Dixon thought about it. He's right with his teammate there in that bright green car. That's Alex Palou right behind him in that yellow and black car. The Gamebridge Honda is Colton Herder. Back to racing here on the streets of Long Beach, and Kyle Kirkwood has gone. Takes off on a beautiful restart.
I'm looking at Colton Herta on the outside of Scott Dixon here. You don't want him in your mirrors. He is so good at passing here at Long Beach. Won the race from 14th on the grid. One of only a handful of drivers who's won from further back than 5th. And as we ride on board the Gamebridge Honda, he is all over the back of that blue and orange machine of Scott Dixon.
Alex Palou.
Yeah, so it was a good restart.
Car on the back of Pato Award had a pretty aggressive looking start. He goes to the inside, into 6. Nice move.
Just a beautiful pass fair. Actually, I need to take a real quick body break. We'll continue watching the highlights.
Mic off. Mic on.
Let's get back to highlights.
Below, as we look at Scott Dixon, maybe try to cross over. He's on those softer alternate tires with the green sidewalls. That's going to give him more grip, especially on these restarts, as now Scott Dixon's looking to make that move on Award, who's on the primaries.
But watch for Award a little later on. We'll follow that story for you as this race grows on. This is Callum Ilott in the 77 for Juncos Hollinger Racing. And you saw during that break, he dove for the pit, and this is the reason why. Had a puncture to the right front.
Man, it just even looked like Fab had a hit.
Really hard.
Yeah,
Tight here. That's the white and black car at Joseph Newgarden on that harder primary tire with a great run down shoreline on Grosjean. Looks outside, ducks inside, and he's going to get him. Under brakes into turn 1, Joseph Newgarden. Clear. That means he's made up 5 positions from the drop of the green flag in the Hitachi Chevrolet, and the defending race winner wants to defend that victory. He's on the move. And Marty, we've been talking about this all weekend. Penske, strong over a long run. Good at taking care of the tires, but they don't have that one-lap speed on new tires. They're starting to show that muscle, that durability at this point in the stint.
Yeah, Joseph Newgarden called that shot Friday afternoon, didn't he, for that first practice session? But Newgarden was the real winner from the start of the race.
Good lead first. Started 8th.
On the first lap. That does not happen very often. And what you're seeing right now, that call to start the race on the primaries really coming to fruition. Kevin, he's been the fastest car on the track for the last 5 laps.
And the young man that won this race 2 years ago, Californian Colton Herta, is hoping that a tire advantage comes into play. He has the extra set of the softer alternates, but he told me this morning, I'm not sure that we're going to be able to use those. We want to get rid of the alternates and then go primaries the rest of the way, unless somehow we get a shorter stint, and then we would have that for the last stint of the race. Dave.
This is for Townsend, who was telling the story about Brian Herta being Kyle Kirkwood's signal caller now. Here's the recent radio.
Let me know if Tato starts slicing through. No, not yet, not yet. You're doing fine. We're okay.
Anyways,
Black says Newgarden P4.
the green tires are a different alternate made with a more sustainable wrapper.
Those two drivers, O'Ward and Newgarden. When I talked to Brian Herta this morning about the new relationship, he was so excited. He said extra special to see Kyle Kirkwood on the pole. He said, for my son Colton, I've seen all of his first pole, first start, first win. Oh, and now you got a car in the barrier there. But Brian would love to see
Scott
the first win
Dixon
today.
brought out for yellow for being stuck in tire
barrier at turn 8. It is a regular trap, no matter what the form of racing here on the streets of Long Beach. But what happened to Dixon?
Look at those skid marks there. Early lockup.
He got absolutely
Both
punted.
left sides and right sides, you can see the tracks. Braking
It's funny how
issue
much I
hits.
remember from
wonder what
IndyCar.
happened. Oh, Pato, is that
is
Pato
Pato.
O'Ward inside?
Like I said, this kind of move, you never would have seen this last year or in the last bunch of years here at Long Beach. That new pavement just giving drivers the confidence of throwing it down the inside. And let's see it from Pato's onboard.
And I'm sure Dixon was just surprised.
That's a late move.
It came late, but the contact was square, shoulder to shoulder, perfect alignment. And I would assume IndyCar calls that a racing incident.
I don't understand how that was a racing incident. I can't understand why Scott Dixon was so mad.
To the corner, not thinking anyone was there. Then after he's committed his rolling speed, his turn-in point, the car shows up. One thing IndyCar looks at in that type of contact is, what is the outcome? Do both cars go off, come back on? Does one keep going and one's race ruined? So,
and a lot of times it's the pendulum of responsibility.
And Scott Dixon just was ruined.
That's how they use
Either one of them.
That's how they go.
This is the driver in the series.
It damaged something so bad that he lost oil pressure.
There is so much respect and reverence for this man here, the 6-time champion.
Absolutely.
I mean, he stayed out to get off
widely regarded throughout the paddock as the greatest of the generation, without a doubt. There is not a weakness in
stayed
Scott
out
Dixon's game. He
to
is,
get
an
back
elder
onto the
statesman,
lap
so to speak, in the series
and
now,
catch
but a
back
lot
for
of
Pat.
drivers look up to him, his opinion.
But he got hit so hard he lost oil pressure.
But here's the thing also, Hinch, that I think you got to take into consideration is the tires, right? Pato on the harder compound, Dixon on the softer compound. Pato's watching Newgarden go forward. Dixon knows this is the point in the stint that you should see the crossover. How much does that weigh into the needle of responsibility in that situation? So I just think that in terms of race control, looking at this, to me it's a racing incident. I do agree Pato came from far back, but for the situation of the stint with the tire compounds, it was on.
And the other part to remember is, again, there's not a lot of experience with being passed there, because in the past, it's not been a passing opportunity. Marty, what do you know?
Well, whether race control calls it or not, just remember Scott Dixon was not very happy with Pato O'Ward from the start of the race and the way he started the race. So I'm sure this is not going to dissuade him at all for his anger for the 5.
Yep, this will be a to be followed topic for sure. By the way, that was
that was just
you see, rather
a stupid move by O'Ward. I don't know why he didn't get penalized for it.
Pato O'Ward. So second full course caution of this race. Still in the early part.
We will pit.
Pits are open, and you're hearing the call there.
And everyone decided to pit.
So let's see what goes down here. It's been a fairly calm race thus far, except for those 2 caution periods. A lot of lead followed. This is going to jumble things up. Let's see who gets out of the pits.
One IndyCar rule is you have to use both sets of tires. Like F1 has a mandatory tire, you have to use 2 compounds. You have to use both compounds in IndyCar.
Coming in off the weave around Scott McLaughlin and come back out. A lot of traps game.
Brian Herta called the timing of this caution pretty much ideal. So is his entry onto pit road. Kyle Kirkwood away with brand new primaries.
I mean,
within the window, Dave, to make
it's
it
wild.
on just one more stop.
I'm surprised Newgard didn't install there.
He goes to the alternate tires and then gains 4 spots here on pit road. He'll leave second right behind Kirkwood.
My goodness, did you see that Hitachi Chevy just fishtailing? Let's relive this wild moment off
But
pit lane.
I'm surprised he didn't install.
Piece of driving diff from Newgarden, slipping the clutch, working the tire spin, and all the while just avoiding Kyle Kirkwood.
And that'd been a horrible place to stall, man. That'd been like disastrous.
Leads to penalties, so great job from both these drivers to avoid touching each other and any of the members in pit lane. It's so tight down there.
So that gives Newgarden a fair shot, a square shot at Kyle Kirkwood. Now, Augustine Canapino.
I know they were restart zone this year. I think it's after this turn of an all-start finish line.
So Kirkwood is ostensibly the race.
I wish IndyCar marked restart zones like F or NASCAR does.
Kirkwood, then Newgarden. We're back to racing in the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Kind of a weird situation because Castro Neves is sort of trapped.
I don't know why.
Around, and now you've got Callum Eilert.
I don't know why Callum Eilert was allowed out
This is going to stack up
of pit with the field restarting.
Kirkwood going back. Watch the frustration develop here quickly.
Oh boy, did you see Marcus Ericsson get sideways on acceleration there in that white and red
that could have been a
chocolate
disaster.
for Chip Ganassi Racing. Sideways goes Canapino.
And that allows Elio Castro Neves now to try to get around Canapino. He's going to do it on the outside of turn 6, side by side, as we see one of the McLarens. Pato Award going inside of Grosjean.
Oh, it's on. Look at this. Down to turn 8. Here comes Award again. Pato Award spins. Ericsson
I mean, we say green because he was able to stay on the track, although there's a piece
Now I can get Kyle Kirkwood, but it was too much, too late.
Although there was some debris, but as soon as the field passes by, they were able to clear it.
Imagine what Kyle Kirkwood's dealing with right now. He was leading comfortably. Now he's got lap cars and chaos as Newgarden's in the lead.
My goodness, what a wild restart. Cars out of mix, out of the order. Scott McLaughlin has vaulted his way up there. Here goes Newgarden. He wants to get through this traffic. This is Elio Castro Neves wheel to wheel in turn 1. The defending race winner is clear of that. There's just one more, and he's going to take off with a clear road ahead.
Now remember, Joseph was able to switch onto those softer alternate tires. They were always going to be better on the restart, as we saw Castro Neves get big sideways there. So it's no surprise Newgarden was able to get ahead of the 27 of Kyle Kirkwood. But eventually, as we saw in that stint, those alternates are going to start falling off and come back towards the primary runners.
Kyle Kirkwood just needs to stay calm right now, but further back, nobody's calm as
and then there was a little thing right there you can see that told you what tires are
on. James, the sun is fully out now, and the track temperature is rising quickly, now 106 degrees. So, to your point, Newgarden has to make these tires last as the heat rises.
All right, let's take you back, show you what happened on that lap from the restart. Check this out. You're on board with Kyle Kirkwood. There's Canapino gets sideways. Kirkwood hits him. There goes Newgarden flashing by on the run downhill to turn 8. This is Pato Award. Watch this move and spin.
Oh, boy.
Just so impatient. We talked about it at the top of the show. That's not the kind of move you need to make at that part of the race. He's got those alternate tires on, got in way too deep, trying to pass Marcus.
I don't think it'd be a stream, but it has to keep my cat during it.
Within 2 corners, your former leader Kirkwood was hit twice.
Yeah, and the other thing was Canapino clipped the wall too at the apex at turn 6, so that's really what stacked everybody up as Canapino was trying to.
Grosjean just had nowhere. I'm sorry, Ericsson had nowhere
to go. On board with Grosjean.
Another on-board look here, and with the car stop there, the number 5 contact with Ericsson, that's damage probably to the 8. We saw the 10 of Alex Palou get caught up on the outside of this wreck. He lost a lot of time as well. As we see Scott McLaughlin going by, there's a replay, David Malukas.
Oh boy, all locked up and over that orange line, and then runs deep into turn 1.
I mean, he has him his swing,
back to the racing pressure, and then runs deep into turn 1. back to the racing. Pressure on Scott McLaughlin. Here comes Colton Herter.
This was
Look at
a
this
beautiful
yellow and
move by
black
Herter.
Cambridge Honda sweeps around the outside, which gives
The
him the
camera work
inside
was
run.
awesome.
Doesn't need it. He's already there. Herter past McLaughlin. And look in the background. Here comes Marcus Ericsson as well.
We're definitely at
NBC
that
definitely is underrated for IndyCar. They are probably very rated for sports, period. NBC is my favorite sports network. Or sports coverage, excuse me.
Kirkwood and Grosjean trapped a little bit behind Newgarden right now.
And here comes Ericsson looking down into turn 6. No protest from Scott McLaughlin. Realizes you're probably going to lose more time by fighting that.
Your workforce solution.
Than you are just to let him go, take the position, try and get him back through the pit sequence.
All right, let's talk more about the PNC Bank Honda number 9, Marty.
Yeah, unfortunate news. Scott Dixon, no oil pressure. He is off the track. Back in the paddock. We'll get a word with him in a moment. Hey, Townsend, let's play strategist. Closing in.
I've heard it's hard to have a car function without oil.
How far do you push it? Do you assume there'll be some caution later in the race and bring your driver a little bit earlier if you're Tim Cindric and Joseph Newgarden? Or do you play it safe and leave them out into that 54-lap range that we showed just a moment ago? What do you think?
Now you pit early, you're going to be slow in that final stint if it stays green to save the fuel. But if you pit a little later, you're in that danger zone where if a yellow comes out, you fall victim to bad luck on timing, and that first driver to pit goes straight to the front of the queue. So it's just a pure gamble. I think you study the statistics of this race. I think it's probably more likely to finish under green than yellow based on what I've seen so far.
But at the same time, from a strategic standpoint, if you're the 27 of Kyle Kirkwood or the 28, this guy right here of Romain Grosjean, you're going to want to stretch it as far as you can. You want to force the driver ahead on the alternates to pit, do the overcut, run hot laps while they're trying to come up to speed, duck into pit lane, and try to cycle ahead of them as we see Rinus VeeKay on the inside of the 45 of Christian Lundgaard.
One thing we know about Newgarden is this battle continues.
Whoa.
Wow, that got close. Lundgaard
You're
on
not
the
having
outside,
any
and I don't know
contact
if
there.
he can make it work there.
Hold on, good work.
Rinus VeeKay, very kind to leave a ton of space for Lundgaard.
It's cool to
at
see
the
Gatorade
apex.
on an
That
IndyCar.
could have been ugly. And Benjamin Peterson, bottom of your screen, the
Man,
Sexton
Peterson
Property Chevrolet for AJ Foyt Racing.
If it's not running,
just
it'll bring a yellow for that
send
55
off the track.
of Peterson.
He's stranded turn 1 in the runoff area.
This is what Joseph Newgarden really
I
kind of
enjoyed
wants. It's still a little bit early.
the fact that
obviously,
they kept
but
it
it's too early for everyone.
local
so you
yellow.
can get off of those alternate tires. You see him giving the international
Matt
sign,
Marshall
"I need
probably
to
was
be
going full
started."
course
They
caution.
could try to
Full
leave
course
it
yellow.
local yellow.
But you can see with Marshall
and get him
just
restarted
slowly
and not
peeking
go full
out.
course caution.
Yeah, but that's
Or
a
AMR
dangerous
safety
spot to
team.
put the AMR safety team. Let's see what happened to Benjamin Peterson. Those right sides get on that fresh painted line. He overcooks it. Back end goes out, and it looks like a full 360, but at that point the car is stalled. So local yellow, it stays green.
I think IndyCar should adopt
Look who's in the pit. The 2.
by traction.
That's in early.
This is exactly what Kyle Kirkwood wants to see. He's now got to push, be all over that push to pass.
The Indy
try and get as
F1
many
rules,
quick
local
laps
yellow.
as he can,
That
Marty,
was
as we see the number 2
that
come
would
to
be
pit
double
lane.
yellow
And
in
this was a
F1.
debate that we were having.
But
Did you
F1 has
gamble
more
on
advanced
maybe caution
anti-stall.
coming late in the race? Those numbers, Townsend, that you wondered about, it will show cautions usually come here late in the Long Beach race. Those primaries going on for Joseph
Just
Newgarden,
just
33
was
to go. Final
gonna
stop
pull
of the day. We had
willpower
no
and
changes on
save
the car.
enough
That
fuel.
puts Kirkwood, Grosjean, Ericsson into the danger zone. As Pato Award taking the same strategy.
That was not for winning
I think
strategy.
Kirkwood and Andretti, they're going to have to cover here, Marty, as Award comes to the box.
Yeah, and I think these Chevy teams just needed to come a little
And
bit
Grosjean
earlier.
had
Also,
lots
those
of pushes to
alternate tires
pass
falling off so
to try and
much.
catch
They told
Kirkwood,
Pato
but the
one
problem
lap ago,
was
go as hard as you want. That's kind of the signal. Hey,
he would
we're
friend
gonna come
out
on the next lap. The primary is going
if he
on.
did
He
it.
has made, by the way, no progress
To give
since
the off
that
tomorrow to watch the
contact
Champions League
earlier,
match,
pitted from 13.
but I work on
Last
my
year it was
MFF
Joseph
blog.
Newgarden who won by staying out longer. This time, would it be Kyle Kirkwood who stays out by winning by staying out longer?
Yeah, that's a fuel alarm that you see going off on Kyle Kirkwood's dash there, the red and white lights. You hear the call from the team, and Grosjean's in the pits, Dave.
His teammate Grosjean gives up a second place.
Man,
He'll get
that is what
fresh,
you call
unused
running on
Firestone primary
fumes,
tires
man.
on there.
Kirkwood was
No
running
changes
on
elsewise to the
fumes.
28 car.
18.6 gallons. He was riding on fumes. Oh Lord, what happened to Cotton Daly? Why do you have a 40-second pit stop?
Yeah, it's been a nice run for the two-time Long Beach winners.
That's gotta be pit. That's gotta be the entire time on pit. IndyCar, what are you doing?
Going a little bit longer in the Chevy for Rossi. Traffic on pit road, as you can see. Let's see where Rossi blends out.
Let's see what happens with Grosjean blending out. Where's Joseph Newgarden? Grosjean gets out ahead.
Battery low.
Uh-oh.
So he makes the overcut work, but Grosjean's on cold tires. Newgarden's got a lap
Mic
of
off.
temperature in those
Battery low.
Firestones.
And Kyle Kirkwood hasn't come into the pits yet, but I'm seeing he's got stuck behind some
He will
traffic.
now.
That's going to really hurt him on that in-lap. So
Charging
important to
battery.
get the best
Mic on.
lap time that he can. He's diving
Yeah,
into
and
the
then
pits
that
now.
purple,
It's
it's
all in the hands of the pit
that's
crew and this
the
outlap.
low fuel alarm was going off, and then obviously a pit limiter.
You said it, guys. What is the in-lap like? How bad will that be? Fresh primaries going on the 27 car. Kyle is in his marks well. Team gets him going, and he nails it. Kevin.
Marcus Ericsson comes in from second. He's going to primaries. He's back out. He's going to easily beat Colton Herta, who was the only one that had tire choice, but he doesn't feel like he can make the alternates last the rest of the way. Primary Firestones and Shell Fuel, and Herta back out.
And coming out of the hairpin is Romain Grosjean and Joseph Newgarden. Look on your screen to the bottom there. Here it is. It's a drag race. Kirkwood is off that pit lane speed limiter.
I have no idea what pit lane speed limiter is at Long Beach. I'll have to look that up.
Kirkwood's
That
going to beat them
shares
both
race.
out, but he's on cold tires. Can he hang tough? Can he do what Newgarden did last year? It's all to play for with 31 to go. Lead Team Penske driver is Joseph Newgarden behind the Andretti Autosport duo. Marcus Ericsson is the best for Chip Ganassi Racing.
And what a beautiful pass by Ericsson, because Newgarden just needed to save fuel, so he did it DNF for running out of gas.
Here comes the Ganassi boy, Ericsson, clear of Newgarden, and now Ericsson can really press the pace.
This is just a great drive for Marcus Ericsson. Got caught up in that incident earlier, fell a little bit back, but he is just methodically getting
It's almost a
done on the
it was almost a
racetrack. It's
1-2
big
free
gap
for
up to these two
Andretti.
here, the leaders, Kyle Kirkwood, Romain Grosjean. You see it there.
I'm sure Herta
It's
would
about
prefer to
6
1-2
seconds
free
on
for.
the racetrack. He's got 26 laps to do it. This
Now
is
my
what I
mom
want
would
pay
prefer him
attention
to
now.
win, but
How quickly can this number 8 chase down the leading Andretti duo?
Joseph Newgarden's led 27 laps to this point, hence sitting in fourth right now. What's the plan for the final 26 of this race? Listen on the radio.
It is what it is now. You got to save a ton of fuel for us. We got like fuel 90 to the end. Sit there and say we'll sort it later. We can save what we can here.
And that is a big number for him to save. In fact, a moment ago, the reason the 8 of Marcus Ericsson went past Joseph Newgarden, Tim Cindric said, you're going to have to let the 8 go by and the 26 of Colton Herta if we even have a shot to make it.
yeah, so he just had to save fuel.
How big a deal is it?
Pitted way too early, and he had to
have conducted himself the way that
save
he
fuel.
has in all of the junior formula, the road to Indy. He has been stellar. He was the most hyped rookie coming in last year because of that track record. This guy doesn't know anything
Headset
but
started to
winning.
die,
He's
so I
in
had
one of
to
the
put it on the
Texas
charger.
Car Championship, but his rookie year last year was not good. It was frustrating. There was lots of big moments, but there were also lots of big disappointments.
And Grosjean just didn't have the Speedway fuel. Oh, sorry, for the Shell. What's the bad bit? The Shell fuel.
Good job. Let's stay on fuel 85 or better. Fuel 85 or better. This will help us later if we can give you some more. Yeah, copy. Sorry about the loss too.
Look at that. Great conversation, and what a huge gain for Kyle Kirkwood to have Brian Herta, one of the best strategists and
My best
one of the
strategist, sure,
calmest voices on the radio. In anxious moments, good times, bad times, Brian Herta is a steady set of hands and has guided so many young drivers to victory in IndyCar. So pretty magic combination coming here together.
But it's also
I feel like Grosjean's first win is coming. Maybe even at Barber.
Very impressive. We've talked about his junior Formula Car career. We know he's no stranger to winning, but winning at this level is different, and he has done everything he's needed to do up to this point.
Shouldn't be watching
and every
my
time
mom.
I've heard him on the radio,
Then obviously,
you know, when he
but I
explained
missed
the
her, of course,
Newgarden
because it's the
situation
day
earlier,
before
he said,
Mother's
yeah,
Day.
cool, no problem. You know, he's been
They
very
got a few
calm,
appointments
very level-headed.
before that race.
Didn't get
I don't know why I said
flustered when
appointments
he
like
did
that.
lose the lead at that phase. And he's driving like a pro.
And thinking, acknowledging that, hey, I could have done a better job for you there. I'm aware. I'll put it to good use going forward.
Grosjean have a push to pass. I just don't think he had the gas. I don't think he had enough
The
shell
rule in IndyCar is
racing
you have
fuel.
to be a lap down to the entire field before the command blue is shown. But Pato O'Ward doing the right thing. Great move.
And that'll come back to Pato O'Ward somewhere in their respective careers. Kirkwood will repay that favor, I'm sure. So Kyle Kirkwood with a little bit of a sigh of relief there.
You can see Grosjean. Look how good Grosjean. It says 102. Look how awesome Grosjean was closing the gap. He just couldn't risk losing too much fuel.
Gentlemanly driver move right there from Pato O'Ward to let the top three go and let this race
The race
carry
is
on
a little long. See, he had 153, but he didn't have the speed where fuel to spare.
Marcus Armstrong, lead rookie and lead Kiwi of the three New Zealanders in this race. The youngster is in the top 10. Santino Ferrucci for AJ Foyt Racing.
30 seconds.
They just told Grosjean that you can use 30 seconds of your push to pass these last 3 laps. That was the go signal. He's been saving so much fuel up to this point.
So he can use 30 seconds of his 153 seconds. You can use it in 20-second squirts if you need to. The other driver who's put in
So you
great
have to do
performance
10
other than
second
Santino
bursts,
Ferrucci, a little
but-
further back, Graham Rahal making up 11 positions from where he started.
I don't see that thumb of Grosjean moving just yet.
So yeah, it was a good try to say push to pass, but he saved too much.
With the win in front of me, I'm going to be all over that button.
Now I'm waiting to use it all in one lap. Close up that gap and try to initiate that pass. Here he goes. He used a little bit right there just to get a good close up that gap and try to initiate that pass. Here he goes. He used a little
Get a
bit
misshifter.
right there
That's
just to get
probably
a good
what also
jump
cost him
off
the
of
race.
turn
Listen.
9. He'll probably that pass. Here he goes. He used to use it all in one lap.
He
Close
over-reffed
up
it.
that gap
Engine.
and try to initiate that pass. Here he goes. He used a little bit right there just to get a good jump.
That group,
off of
yeah,
turn
you can
9.
see
He'll
where
probably
he
use a little
over-reffed
bit again
it.
to get a jump off the hairpin, but he needs to be closer in a second
Excuse me.
to have a legitimate shot. And remember,
And I think that's what
Kyle
cost him
still
a shot at
has
the
a lot
win.
more of fuel.
Yeah.
He's got enough push. He's got more than 30 seconds of push to pass, so he could probably defend second for second.
Now Grosjean's on the button. He's ready to go. 2 laps to go at the line here.
Brian Herter on the left
I like how you
bottom
can use
box.
push to pass
Olivier
to
Boisson
build a
on
gap.
The right bottom box, the engineer of Romain Grosjean on the radio. They're both taking a look. Both getting a little nervous.
So
There's less than 4 miles of racing to go. Marcus Ericsson would dearly love to steal this second spot away from Romain Grosjean, the 2 former F1 drivers. Battling it out here on the closing stages of the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Yeah.
And for either Kirkwood or Grosjean, if they were to get the victory, they would join a list of drivers like Michael Andretti, our old mate PT,
Oh, shush button up and
Juan
live for an
Pablo
hour.
Montoya, Mike Conway, and Takuma Sato as drivers to win their first ever IndyCar race on these famed streets of Long Beach.
What must be going through Kirkwood's head? I got to tell you, this guy, I've been his teammate, the Vassar Sullivan Lexus
Beach
team
path,
sports car
bike
racing.
path.
I know how mentally strong he is. Nothing has really rattled him so far in his IndyCar career, but this has to be the most pressure he's faced so far.
And he's going to see the white flag with a clear track ahead. What a great feeling for Kyle Kirkwood. One to go. Get to the finish, bud. You got less than 2 miles, Kyle Kirkwood, before you're an IndyCar race winner.
And to get to get your first one here, he's been told he can go as hard as he wants. This is essentially one of the majors of open wheel racing, the Grand Prix of Long Beach. This will mean so much to this young driver.
Rossi just decided he wanted to end his race
tires.
early.
That's terrible for Rossi, who was having a really good race.
That's down in turn 9, I believe. That's very unfortunate. He was running comfortably in the top 10.
I basically ended the race because you can't pass on the yellow flag conditions.
Arrow McLaren Chevy. What a shame. Last time up the back straight for Kyle Kirkwood.
He was flying off there to say green, but it's still a local yellow, so I turned 9,
He had
10.
to answer a lot of uncomfortable questions last year in his rookie year. It didn't pan out the way that he had hoped, but the famous
Yeah, there's no way
Andretti
Josh was going to catch a
with
local
a
yellow
young
right close to the
American
end of the
behind
race.
wheel. Kyle Kirkwood is your latest IndyCar race winner. He wins the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
Let's go, Lord! Yeah! Oh my gosh, thank you so much, guys. Amazing job, amazing job.
There is Michael Andretti celebrating. Brian Herter on the radio. Brian has a habit of being that calm voice to talented young drivers and getting them to victory lane. He's done it again.
Andretti was caught at 1, 2, 3, 4. If I got a 1.
Kyle Kirkwood. Victory lane. If you get
We
to
got
this spot, this is truly special. Victory lane, Marty Snyder, at the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach.
What a place.
I just find it funny in the background. This dude has it just for confetti cannon.
The pride of Jupiter, Florida, Kyle Kirkwood.
I just find it. I don't know why I find that funny. The dude in the background with just confetti cannon for the TV.
Your entire life. Were you thinking about that? Is this the stuff dreams were made of?
This is amazing, man. Oh my gosh, what a day! The calmest day I've had in 2 years, and it was a win. You know, we got a little unlucky with some traffic there and fell back, but we kept our heads straight. Made awesome pit stops. I was really the only one that made a mistake in the pit stop, to be honest, and came out with a win at Long Beach.
You told me yesterday when you won the pole, I knew this moment would come. Did you know this moment would come because a win is way different?
I was so happy with just the pole yesterday, but I'm over the moon right now. Man, this is incredible. For the whole team, for everyone, for Auto Nation, Honda. We had a stellar day as a team with Andretti Autosport with Roman in second there. He was keeping me on my toes. And thank you so much, Michael. Let's go. And then Colton with P4. Incredible day. Oh my gosh.
What went through your mind when you crossed the checkered flag? So many moments go to getting here, Kyle. What went through your mind?
I just had a moment of relaxation, to be honest. I was just like, finally, we've it's not really finally because we're only 3 races in, to be honest, but it felt like it for me. I felt like I needed this win, and we got it today, and a moment of relief, no doubt. And I can't thank the team enough, man. Brian did a fantastic job with strategy. My engineer, Jeremy, we didn't touch anything from qualifying. The car has been the same the entire time, so it's hats off to the Andretti crew.
Hey, speaking of Brian Herter, real quick, he told you on the cool-down lap, take a moment, look at everything, soak it in. Did you do that?
Nearly put me in tears, yeah. It was a really cool moment, no doubt.
All right, Kyle Kirkwood, a winner on the IndyCar Series, Dave. What a place to get it, too, Long Beach.
Watch the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix, Sunday, April 30th at 3 p.m. on NBC.
And that was IndyCar highlights. Great race. Just really enjoyed it. Gonna watch the next 2 IndyCar races with my mom, and then after that will be 500. So yeah. All right, let's make my bracket. Let's start with one I made just for my supporters group. All right, so let's start with the Western Conference. Yeah, Seattle's making it out. I think Minnesota's gonna pull for upset. Unfortunately, I don't think the Jets are gonna advance, and I don't think the Kings are gonna advance. Avalanche in 5, Vegas in 6, Minnesota in 6, and Edmonton in 5. Boston, Tampa Bay, Carolina, River Rangers. Boston in 7, Tampa in 7, New York in 6, Carolina in 5. I think we'll always make back-to-back conference finals. I just realized something. This is the same exact Stanley Cup. Fool me once, Shimba, you fool me twice. I'm gonna go wild. I say Colorado can't sustain this. As if Oilers make the Cup final, Carolina makes the Cup final, and just because I suck with it, and then another. They know me more as Cam, because this is a YouTuber I watch, or not YouTube, Twitch streamer. Oh my lord, what did I say? I already forget. That's right, Colorado in 5. Minnesota in 6. Vegas in 6. And Edmonton in 5. Why submit? Then Boston in 7. Tampa in 7. What is that? Carolina in 6. Oh, sorry, Carolina 5. And Rangers in 6, right? Yeah. All right. Um. And then this would be what? If it was take game 1 3-1. When is the Jets' first game? Is it tonight or tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, one more day tomorrow. I think we win game 1. That brings us to Wednesday, which would be. Yeah. I think we'll Oilers split the first 2 games. At least Jets and Oilers not playing at the same time, so I can watch both games. I mean, obviously, if the Jets will play first, eh? And I also think the Jets split the series. It happened against Friday. When we go to LA. And I think they take a 2-1 lead. And then bring Saturday, Jets. This is in Vegas or Winnipeg. Okay. 4 p.m. start for the playoffs on a weekend. I guess that makes sense. What did I say? Oh my gosh, I forget. Said Knights and 6, right? Yeah. Then Saturday. I think they FCC rebounds with a 3-1 win. And then Sunday. F1? This Sunday or next Sunday? No, that's right. It's next Sunday with Barber. Do the Jets play Sunday? No way, they play Saturday. That's right. And then the Oilers probably play Sunday. Yeah, I've been. And it's a Bubba Wallace wins NASCAR. But yeah. That will do it for today's stream. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Excuse me. God bless. I still believe that Jesus is Lord. And I will see you Wednesday. But on Kick for some iRacing. It is Sega week, so I can't guarantee I won't be crashed all the time. Um I decide who's right, if anyone. You know what? Let's go with metric. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.